Culturama committee and all the participants. This one is for you. Time to celebrate our anniversary. It's 20 years since we play in mass. Happy birthday to the Culture Committee. We have reached one score at last. In 1974, Culturama started. The aim was to revive our culture. Nobody dreamed it would have been so splendid. Fun and frolic galore, plenty local food and more. It brought out talent we never knew existed. Hey! It produced Kaiser stars like me. For 20 years it has been the undisputed, the best cultural fete you'll ever see. All who help organize, all who take part in this occasion, are calling your name for recognition. Oma Johnson, thank you. Benno Richardson, thank you. Calvin Howell, thank you. Mr. Powell, you are the ones who make me aware of we culture. For 20 years you brought us good cheer. Thank you, brother. David Freeman, thank you. Ernest William, thank you. Mr. Daryl Daw, thank you. For 20 years and more, thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations and thank you, thank you, thank you.
If your jam session hard, who can't take it, better leave it. What a celebration, what a festival. Like every jam session, full with bacchanal. That is why I warn you to keep out the band. But you say to leave you, you no afraid no man. You tell me it easy, how you could take plenty, and you come out to play, so you gon' break away. Oh yeah, yeah. Since you say it easy,
Good
take what you
morning,
get.
ladies and gentlemen.
Stop complaining to me and take what you get.
We'll be starting shortly. We're just waiting for our live feed to come up from NTV. So give us, well, we're actually early, so we're going to start at 10:30. So.
Lord have mercy. I tell you the action does be hot and rough. But for
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As I call this wonderful activity to order, let me first recognize Minister of Culture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, Chairman of the Nevis Culturama Committee, Mr. Antonio Abernathy Liburd, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Mr. Keith Glasgow. I want to recognize as well our many sponsors who are represented here. I'll also want to recognize the royalty that we have in front of us and who are here with us. We have the Calypso King, Mr. Keith Disandat Scarborough. We have the talented youth and junior Calypso winners. We have members of the Culturama Committee here with us this morning. Indeed, this is our official launch of the marketing exercise for Culturama 45. But in fact, we have begun the marketing efforts. We had begun the marketing efforts since December last year when we did a collaboration with the core band and we did some activities during St. Kitts Carnival, and we are indeed happy that those efforts would have borne some fruit, and the core band as well, who are partnering with us, not simply because we like Mr. Tyson and the core band, but two of the winners for Culturama 44 in the Soca Monarch show, Speedy and Delhi. They are the ones who have been leading the marketing efforts thus far. And we want to commend them, and I know they would have made a trip at least to St. Martin, and they would have done Montserrat as well. So indeed, our marketing efforts for Culturama 45 begun last year, and I want to also thank Minister Evelyn, who launched our slogan competition at the start of Culturama last year. And that slogan competition would have yielded over 280 slogan entries. So we indeed had a really hard task of coming up with that wonderful slogan, which was revealed a little bit earlier, maybe about 2-3 months ago. And that slogan is what is being used to market Culturama 45. I am Huey Sargent, I'm the marketing chairperson, so just in case you heard me talking and don't know what I'm doing here. And those are the end of my remarks. And to give the really welcome remarks, we have Chairman of Culturama, Mr. Antonio Abernathy Liburd.
Good morning all, and thank you, Huey, for introducing me to the podium. I would like to recognize our minister, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, Minister of Culture. I would also like to recognize the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Mr. Keith Glasgow, and I was just about to say the Honorable Keith Glasgow, but I pulled it back at the last moment. I would also like to recognize our valued sponsors. Here this morning we have from National Bank, Mr. Anthony Morton. We also have from TDC, Mr. Warren Movin. And if there are any other sponsors here, I would like to say a big welcome. Oh, Rodel, sorry. Rodel, I was looking for Charisma, that is why. Sorry about that, Rodel. I would like to welcome you. Flo has been our premium platinum sponsor for Culturama for many years now, and we are indeed happy to have them back on board with us this year. I would also like to welcome members of the press and thank all for coming to this media launch for Culturama 45. Now, it is no big secret that this year we celebrate our 45th anniversary. Culturama having started in 1974, there was no Culturama in 1983 because of the independence celebrations. And so this year we are actually celebrating the 45th staging of Culturama here on Nevis. Now, Huey, when he spoke, mentioned that we would have launched our slogan competition at the start of Culturama last year. And at the end of the competition process, we came up with what we thought was the best possible slogan to vigorously market the 45th anniversary of Culturama. Love, passion, pride. Culturama 45. And a little later in the program, you would get to know who that person is, who would have penned that winning slogan. Now, the committee has been meeting for quite some time, and we have been planning a very exciting calendar of activities, which would be revealed to you later this morning. And we have also been partnering with a number of business entities to ensure that this year's festival is one of the best sponsored, and also in terms of our activities, that the activities this year are very exciting. There are some new initiatives that we are going to roll out this morning. Some persons have been asking for some of these initiatives for a very long time now. And when we met as a committee, we decided that for the 45th anniversary, that we would bring these initiatives that persons have been requesting, we'll bring them to the fore for Culturama 45. Now, this morning's activity is very significant. As I said, as Huey said, we are launching the marketing activities for Culturama 45. We will be unveiling the calendar of activities. We will be unveiling the program, the promotional jingle, and we will also be unveiling the promotional video. And hence the reason why we have dubbed this morning's event a media launch. Because from today, we would want the media to take our promotional materials and run with the promotional materials. Market Culturama 45 heavy, because we want all of the individuals living in the diaspora to come home for Culturama 45. Already we have been having indications that many of our nationals are going to be descending on the shores of Nevis for this year's festival. But for those who have not yet made up their minds, we are hoping that our early marketing efforts would help to confirm their decision that they need to be in Nevis for Culturama 45. And so with these few remarks, I would like to say once again, welcome to this media launch, and to thank each and every one for being here this morning. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Liebert, our esteemed chairman. At this time, we will have the Minister of Culture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, to deliver some remarks at this event, and then we'll go into the meat of what we came here to do.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sergeant. Let me say good morning to all of us who are here. This very important function this morning. Mr. Sergeant indicated that he's going to be going into the meat of the things very shortly, so I guess that is an indication that I should be brief. Let me recognize the Permanent Secretary in Culture, Mr. Glasgow. Let me also recognize Mr. Liebert from the Culturama Secretariat, Mr. Sargent from the Marketing Committee. Let me recognize our sponsors who are here. Of course, without our sponsors, we can't get any place. Let me recognize our winners from last year as well. And of course, members of the media, members of the general public. We are indeed very happy to have you at this very important function this morning, our media launch for Culturama 45, Culturama 2019. I want, first of all, to just say thank you to the members of the committee who are charged with the responsibility, of course, along with the Culturama Secretariat, for planning our activities for Culturama 2019. Now, I'm very confident, I'm extremely confident that our activities for this year will ensure that Culturama 2019, Culturama 45 will go down in history as the best ever staged here on the island of Nevis. I'm very confident of that. When I would have met with the committee earlier this year, I would have given them that charge. When I spoke last year at the beginning of Culturama 44, I indicated and I pledged that Culturama 45 will indeed be the biggest and the best ever. Now, I am sure that the work that the committee has done has been excellent so far, and I am sure that they will deliver and deliver in a very big way to ensure that we have the grandest Culturama that Nevisians have ever seen. Now, I want to join with the other speakers before in encouraging our visitors and our friends and family in the diaspora to come home for the festival. We want to make this another homecoming event. We had a homecoming for the 40th, and we want to make Culturama 45 another homecoming. And so I want to use this opportunity because I know persons are logged on across the diaspora, and I want to use this opportunity to encourage all Nevisians, wherever you are residing, to start making your plans. Start making your bookings now, because I'm sure very shortly you may not be able to get a ticket. Those of you who do not have a place to stay, if you don't have relatives, you may not be able to find accommodation. And so I'm encouraging you to start your plans now to be here on Nevis for Culturama 45. I have said before that I believe that for Culturama 45, Nevis will sink a few inches, because I believe that people overseas will heed our call and ensure that they are here to experience the Caribbean's greatest summer lime. Now, of course, a little later, we will be unveiling the activities that we have planned for Culturama 45. I have seen the activities. They are varied, they are excellent, and I think that we have something to suit everyone. We have something for everyone's taste. And so there's no reason why anybody on Nevis or who will be coming to Nevis will not be able to enjoy Culturama. As I said, the activities, the variety is rich, and I believe that every Nevisian, every resident, every visitor will be able to enjoy what we have in store for Culturama 45. I want at this time as well to encourage, as I always do, Nevisians and visitors alike, to be a part of the festival. It's not the same just to be a spectator. And so I'm encouraging persons to be a part of the festival, to participate in whatever way you can, to participate in Juve, to participate in the troops, because we want our parade this year to be the biggest ever. And so I'm encouraging persons not only to just to come and spectate. Of course, we want spectators. We want you to come and support all of the shows. But we want persons to be a part of the activities as well. And so I want to say how pleased I am to be here at this media launch this morning. I'm very happy to see so many of you. And I want at this time as well, before I close, to encourage our media houses. Not only in Nevis, but our media houses that we'll be collaborating with across the region and internationally as well, to bombard everyone across the diaspora with the message, with our activities, so that after the message is sent out, we could see a flood of persons coming to Nevis. To you, the media houses, what you don't see, ask for. So if there's any information that you would need to get out to the public, and you do not have it to your avail, we're asking you to get in contact with members of the marketing committee, get in contact with members of the central committee, get in contact with the Culturama Secretariat, and we will ensure that you have all of the tools you need to market our festival and to market it efficiently. Our sponsors, I want to thank you in advance for being on board this year. I gave our sponsors a charge last year, and I said for our 45th anniversary, we want you to start from $45,000 and go up. I don't know if any of our sponsors will take up that charge, but if you do, we are happy. If you don't, we are still happy to have you on board. And so I want to take this opportunity. This is not the official launch of the festival, but I want to take this opportunity to wish all a very happy Culturama 45. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. We have, well, you have heard from the minister in terms of encouraging participation. That is indeed what will make Culturama 45 the best it can be. We began, I think, when Mr. Liebert took over as chairman. I was on the committee at that time too, and we came up with this formula that I'm not sure if we knew the impact that it would have at the time. But we partnered with quite a number of persons to make sure that we have lots of activities. Sometimes persons initially said, oh, you have too many activities at the same time. Indeed, we understood that our patrons, they don't all like to be at one place and they like different things. So the idea then was to create as many activities and give persons options. And to his credit and the credit of the committee, I think that worked. It worked in 43, it worked in 44, and I think we're producing more activities again, Mr. Liebert. So persons definitely will have options. So there is absolutely no excuse why persons should not participate. I don't really expect to have spectators. Maybe for the shows you'll have spectators. But definitely for Culturama, everybody is expected to participate. And without any further ado, there's been a very hard-working team who's been producing Culturama, and the Culturama committee has remained largely unchanged over the last 3 years. So I'll invite back the chairman to introduce and recognize the committee that has worked so hard to ensure that the festival continues to grow.
Thank you, Huey. Huey would have already indicated that he is the chair of the marketing subcommittee. Then we have Mr. Jerome Rollins, who is the chief executive officer at the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation. He is a committee member representing the NCDF. We have Ms. Joyce Movin and Mrs. Shirley Wilkes. They are co-chairs for the Mr. and Miss Talented Youth pageant. We have our permanent secretary, Mr. Keith Glasgow, and he is the chairperson for the Junior Calypso competition. We have on board again this year Mr. Remigio Tebulus Powell. He is the chairperson for the Soca Monarch competition. We have Mr. Roger Fifield, and Roger, you are here, so you can stand for those who do not know you. Roger is here. He is the chair of the Adult Street Parade subcommittee. We have Swain Evelyn. He is the chair of the Art, Craft, and Cultural Food Fair. We have Miss Tecia Button, and she is the chair of the Senior Pageants subcommittee. We have Mr. Warren Movin, and he's here. Warren, could you stand? He is the chair of the Senior Kaiso contest. And last but not least, we have Miss Unica Estridge, recently added to the Culturama Secretariat. Stand, Unica. She is the administrative officer at the Secretariat, and she is the chairperson, the secretary that is, to the Nevis Culturama Committee. So here we have a very hard working team, and they are the ones that have been working overtime, working over the past weeks and months to ensure that the calendar of activities that would be unveiled this morning. I'm sorry, I left out, thanks Roger. I left out Mr. Wazim Richards. How can I leave out Wazim? the chairperson of the biggest event for Culturama. And you could guess what the biggest event for Culturama is? The Wet Fete. The Wet Fete. Wazim is the brainchild, or was the brainchild behind that event. We are going to be doing now for what? 3 years? 3 years, it was third year. And what we have in store for you this year for the Wet Fete? I would just stay there. I won't say anything else. And last but not least, we cannot have Culturama without our security forces. And so we have Sergeant Valentine Hodge, who heads up the security division for Culturama. He attends the meetings. He takes back all that is discussed to the police and would bring back the recommendations from the High Command so that we can have a peaceful Culturama. So that I've just presented our 2019, our Culturama 45. Culturama. And who, what? Well, the head of the committee is myself, Antonia Abinati Livad. I thought that was well known, so I was kind of leaving myself out of the picture for now. Thank you, Marcellus. Tilling. Thank you for that, Tilling. And so, yes, this is a committee that has been working to ensure that this year's festival is a memorable one. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Liburd. And moving swiftly along, I want to at this time ask Miss Vernine Williams to stand so that everybody could see her. Mr. Liburd mentioned the, please make your way to the front. Mr. Liburd mentioned earlier that wonderful slogan that we're using, and it came, this side. It came from a field of 280 entries. The slogan, love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. And you see there's some shirts, certain people. So this is Vernine Williams. I congratulate you, and I know she's very shy, so she asked me not to be able to put her to speak, so, and I will let the minister congratulate you. And that indeed is our wonderful slogan, love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. I remember when we did the consultations, an activity initiated by the minister. I remember at one of those, the last one, we had some stalwarts of Culturama in the name Irma Johnson and Gloria Anslin. When they spoke, I kept hearing the love, the passion, and the pride they had for the festival, for Nevis. And I said, once they spoke, I said, you know, these are the persons that started Culturama. And when you look at how they feel about Culturama, I think it was a fitting slogan that we adopted for 2019 and Culturama 45. Earlier in the year, we were supposed to announce the patron for our festival. And due to some unfortunate circumstances, we were not able to do that. But today, that day has come for us to unveil who the patron for Culturama 45 is. And Mr. Liburd is, Mr. Glasgow, Permanent Secretary, will deliver some remarks about the patron for Culturama 45. Mr. Glasgow.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. And let me just recognize, of course, the Honorable Minister and the members of the Culturama Central Committee, the winners, the members of the, let me recognize as well our patron for this year's festival, the members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, all. This year, our patron is someone who has been engaged in folklore. And you would recognize that when we had the town hall meetings, persons have been calling for us to bring back a lot of the folklore in Culturama. And that is exactly what we plan to do this year. Our Patron started in a folklore troupe we call Red Cross, the St. James's folklore troupe, Red Cross. She indicated that back in 1968, she was invited by one, and a cultural icon, of course, Georgina Annie Mills, to become part of the St. James's Red Cross group. At that time, the group was headed by one Laura Blake, and Georgina Annie Mills, she was a dedicated assistant of Miss Laura Blake. And so our patron would have played Red Cross since then. Actually, in 1972, the Red Cross group went over to St. Kitts to participate in Carnival there. And I'm proud to say that I was a member of that group. I went over to St. Kitts back in 1972. In addition to Red Cross, our patron would have been involved in what we call team meetings, would have been involved in Blue Ribbon as well. And so she has been carrying the torch in terms of the folklore. In fact, back in 2014, when we revived the Red Cross, she was one of the persons who was there to lead out on that, and currently she is still engaged in playing the Red Cross. In fact, currently she serves as the matron for the Red Cross group that we have that performs during December when we have what we call Miracle on Main Street. Ladies and gentlemen, our patron for Culturama 45 is none other than Miss Felicia Hicks. Put your hands together, please. Felicia Hicks. And just in case you're wondering who is Felicia Hicks, she is more popularly known as Gladys France. So put your hands together again, please. I think at this stage I would allow the Honorable Minister to come to congratulate our patron for Culturama 45.
Thank you very much, and let me take this opportunity on behalf of myself, on behalf of the committee, the Culturama Secretariat, Ministry of Culture, to say heartiest congratulations to our well-deserved patron for 2019, Culturama 45, Felicia Hicks.
Congratulations to Felicia Hicks, also known as Gladys France. So let there be no doubt. So if you don't know her as Gladys France, her name is Felicia Hicks. Congratulations once again. We now will have the unveiling or the reveal of our promotional video. And the promotional video is combined with our promotional jingle. The jingle, this year, we decided to offer the production of the jingle to the winners of the Soca Monarch competition. And indeed, when I listened to the jingle, only one of the winners was on the arm. So we want to thank the Mr. Is it King Delhi? King Delhi and members of the core band for coming up with our jingle for this year. The jingle also is, well, it's the music for our promotional video. And we want to thank Mr. Kerry Williams and other support staff from NTV who they've been doing the promotional video, promotional material for a couple of years now. And they continue to do a really, really very good job. And I want to go on record and say thank you very much, and we are very grateful for the sterling contribution that you continue to make. Culturama is not just having fun in the streets and on shows, but in terms of technology and other skills, we are trying to marry as much as possible to have everything all-inclusive. So without any further ado, if you turn your attention to the screen, we'll be having the jingle and the promotional video revealed.
Jump up, free up, bet up, no standing up. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45, yeah. Music, folklore, pageants, and so much more. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45.
Join us from July 25th to August 6th for the Caribbean's greatest summer line. It's Culturama 45.
Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, so Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Jump up, free up, bet up, no standing up. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45, yeah. Music, folklore, pageants, and so much more. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45.
Join us from July 25th to August 6th for the Caribbean's greatest summer line. It's Culturama 45.
Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, so Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Jump up, free
Of
up,
that jingle
bet up, no
and
standing up.
a lot more of that music video.
Culturama 45.
I want again to commend the gentleman that worked on that video, and I am certainly very pleased. I've seen a couple of versions. What I like about this version now is that because it's 45, we had a mixture of quite a lot of the older footage mixed with the new footage. Well, last year's footage and I think back in the 80s and so on. Some of the footage you saw there were from the 80s, and I'm not sure we had video cameras and so on in the 70s, but we were able to do that nice mixture. And once again, I want to congratulate all of the persons who produced both the jingle and the video. At this time, we move into the revealing of the calendar of activities, and that will be done in a video format as well. So I will have you turn your attentions to the screen once again. Thank you very much. I know we just did it twice, but don't worry. We have quite a robust media platform from the Culturama Committee. We have a website, culturamanivis.com. So anything you miss here today, it will be posted on the website. Jingle, calendar of activities, anything related to Culturama, it will be on the website. We have our Facebook page, so please, if you have not liked the Culturama Nevis Facebook page, please hurry up and like it. We as well have a YouTube channel that we're actually live now on YouTube, on Facebook. So definitely we have quite a number of platforms that you are able to access any information you want to about Culturama. We also have the services of an online radio station as well. So something we tested last year and it worked pretty well. We have, if you go to our Culturama website, culturamanivis.com, and look for radio, that station plays Culturama music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It just plays Culturama music. And it has been up for more than a year now. So those of you who have not submitted your tracks or music to us, you can email it to music@culturamanivis.com, and we'll be happy to add your tracks to the Culturama. It's actually called Culturama Fever Radio. So please give it a listen. If you ever come to my office, that is the music I keep playing. I've been trying to get the Culturama Secretariat to do it. I'm not sure how successful I've been, but I think if you walk into the Culturama office, you should be able to hear local music. So hopefully this little statement is going to encourage the chairman and members of staff that will encourage the members of staff at the Culturama office. And it's actually quite really, really, really excellent music. When I listen to music, I am often struck as like, when did this song come out? Because for 45 years, imagine that we have quite a number of artists been producing albums. And every year, maybe 1 or 2 songs hit. But then you have an album of 6, 7, 8 songs. So a lot of the time, the music is not popularized. But if you listen to this radio station, there's quite a lot of music there, and you can hear the range of talent that Nivisions have produced over those 45 years. At this time, it's that part in the program where we invite troops and our bands to make presentations. One second. My greatest apologies. I was called aside by our chairman for a nice insertion. It's a very important insertion into the program. I now invite the chairman, and I think the minister is involved in this, to come and make a very special announcement to announce the official bank for Culturama 45.
Thank you, Huey. Over the past number of years, we have been working with a particular financial institution in terms of being a major sponsor, major contributor to Culturama for well over 10, 15 years. And this year, our discussions with that particular financial institution has led us to take the decision to name this particular financial institution as the official bank of Nevis Culturama Festival. I'm happy to announce that the official bank for Nevis Culturama will now be the St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla National Bank, And with that, I would like to invite the marketing executive, Mr. Anthony Morton, and the minister to come forward, and for the minister to congratulate National Bank on being named as the official bank of Culturama 45.
Thank you very much, Mr. Liebert. And I would certainly like to take this opportunity, this pleasure, in congratulating the St. Kitts Nevis and Guyana National Bank in getting this honor of being named the official bank for, I think this is the first time it's happening, the official bank for Nevis's Culturama. Now, I became the Minister of Culture only last year, and I must say that National Bank came forward and they increased their sponsorship last year. The pledge is to increase again this year. And I must make a special plug for Mr. Morton, because Mr. Morton is someone who has, I believe, Culturama at heart. And he's someone who always believed that Culturama could go from strength to strength. They not only increased the sponsorship last year, but they also became the title sponsor for the Soca Monarch competition. And of course, our Soca Monarch competition has been going places. And so, National Bank, St. Kitts Nevis and Guyana National Bank, they have been putting their money where the mouth is. And so I want to thank Mr. Morton and the St. Kitts Nevis and Guyana National Bank. And apart from just being named the official bank for Nevis Culturama, we will actually be constructing a new ticket booth this year, which will be branded with the St. Kitts Nevis and Guyana National Bank colors. And we'll also be doing some point of sale as well. And of course, that will be complements National Bank as well. So I want to take this opportunity to thank, and I want Mr. Morton for you to take our best wishes and gratitude back to your directors at National Bank. And we ask that you continue to support it in a very big way. I believe that this gesture will encourage National Bank to increase its sponsorship every year. So I want to thank you in advance for that. And once again, congratulations to St. Kitts Nevis and Guyana National Bank.
A few words. Oh boy. I wasn't, oh, that's right. I wasn't prepared for this, but I want to thank Minister Eveling, the Minister of Culture, for this gesture. To the chairman, Mr. Nati Liebert, I also want to recognize the PS, Mr. Glasgow, and also congratulate the matron. And I don't know which name to call you, so I'll just keep it as matron. But Petra, that's right, Petra. Congratulations. That's right, I did hear that. That's right, that's right. I think Culturama 45 is going to be excellent. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. And it has been going from strength to strength, from 43 to 44, and now 45. It being an even year, I know a lot of big things are to come, as the minister would have indicated. And National Bank is proud to be on board, the official bank of the festival. So once again, congratulations to the minister and the committee, Chairman Abernathy Liebert. National Bank is here, and we are fully committed to this endeavor. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful Culturama 45. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morton. Now, when we decided to come to this venue, persons were wondering why Mount Nevis Hotel. And there's a special reason why we chose the Mount Nevis Hotel for this media launch this morning. Huey and I, along with Angelique from the Nevis Tourism Authority, we have been in discussion with the Mount Nevis Hotel for some time now about coming on board for Culturama 45. And when we sat with the manager, the discounts and the number of freebies that we got from this hotel, we have taken the decision that this year we are going to name the Mount Nevis Hotel as the official hotel for Culturama. In fact, this event this morning is sponsored by the Mount Nevis Hotel, free of cost. And so Joella, she's in the back, the manager. Come forward, Joella. I would like the persons to see who the newly appointed manager is. And she has been doing a tremendous job in terms of marketing this facility and getting the word out about the Mount Nevis Hotel. And so I would like, again, Mr. Minister, you have a very busy day for you, to thank Joella and the Mount Nevis Hotel for their sponsorship this year.
Thank you. And seems as though that we are very busy doing official namings this year. And I guess we're only priming up for 50. Because when we reach Culturama 50, there are a lot more businesses that might be named the officials for Culturama. But we are starting the trend this year. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Joella and to the entire team here at the Mount Nevis Hotel. I think everybody loves it when they're here, especially for the scenery. And we want to thank you for your gesture. And of course, I want to congratulate you and the Mount Nevis for being named the official hotel for Culturama 45.
And there's one final announcement that we want to make this morning. Again, patrons have been asking for this. Patrons at home, patrons overseas. And we have looked at it over the past years, but we were not comfortable with what we were being offered. But this year, we were bombarded by a young man. And I know that he's not going to be mad with me. There are times when I actually got fed up with the amount of calls and visits to my office that this young man made. And when we eventually decided to sit down with him, the proposal that he presented to us was one that we felt comfortable that we could work with this year. Now, for many years, persons have been, especially persons that are coming from overseas, have been asking for online ticket sales. And this year, I am happy to announce that Carib Pay will be our official online ticketing agent. And the disgusting young man that was harassing me morning, noon, day, and night, even at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Anthony Gager. And so we will be offering online ticketing sales through Carib Pay. That's the name? Carib Pay? Carib Tickets. Carib Tickets. Thank you. Huey?
But of course, if you want to make other purchases, I think Carib Pay can accept them as well. So, and it's a cashless system. And indeed, when I had the opportunity to sit in the meetings, and in this day and age, going cashless is an excellent way to go, especially for security purposes. So congratulations to National Bank, congratulations to Mount Nevis Hotel, and congratulations to Carib Pay. At this time, the chair and the floor is actually open for persons who are involved in troops, bands, and bands to come and make presentations. I am seeing one, and that is Corey Tyson of the core band. So, and I'm seeing also Easy. You doing a troupe or are you doing music? Oh, okay. So I'll invite Corey first, and then I'll invite Easy second. So, Mr. Tyson, the mic and is yours.
Good morning, everybody. Short and sweet, Core Juve Long Jam, the biggest party on the road. We've partnered with many people to make it happen. Carib Breweries, Carib Pay, National Bank, Lefco, Island Tires, and the list goes on and on. So I'm inviting you to come to the biggest party on the road. I don't think I need to say much more about that. It's the Long Jam from Gingerland into Charlestown. It's about 4 miles of constant jamming. It's the reason we call it the biggest party on the road, because it's not just about the jamming, it's about the experience and the togetherness of coming down and celebrating with your friends and your family. So I'm inviting everyone to come on out. We have our packages available, t-shirts, bodysuits, and they are very attractive to say the least. The theme is Candyland, and tickets can be bought, packages could be bought using the Carib Pay app. You can check myself, check our Facebook page, Instagram. We are all over. We're not hard to find. So I'm inviting you all to come on out and support that. And of course, listen out for our artists. We have King Speedy, we have King Deli, we have Daddy Tusty that will be, is it three-peat? What we're gonna call it? 4-peat? This is gonna be the fourth year that we're gonna do a triple. Power, Groovy, and Road March. Remember I said it here today. But thank you. Oh yes, we have Center Base on June 22nd. That's the launch, the official launch of the troupe is where we have our annual block party at Gingerland. It's in the heart of Gingerland, right there at Market Shop. So June 22nd, come on out. It's gonna be fun as usual. Thanks, you.
Mr. Tyson, Minister of Culture, has asked me to let the general public know that you have shortened the Long Jam. You don't start in Gingerland anymore. You start on Beach Road, and that is in St. John's. So it is a shortened Long Jam. Okay, but still long nonetheless. All right, at this time I invite Speedy, who, my apologies, my greatest apologies. You sit back down. At this time I invite Easy to release song and talk about troupe. Yeah.
Morning, everyone. My name is Easy, lead singer of the Odyssey Band, also soca artist. I've been contributing to Culturama for the last 17 years, so I'm very proud about that. Thank you. And in keeping with the early concept, I would have released a few songs, one in March and one in April. And the first song that I released is a song called Ain't Missing Me. And I think that the committee should look at using this song as a part of the promotion as well, because it speaks to Culturama and, you know, the whole concept of the revelry and all of that. So, so that one, Ain't Missing Me, I think Woody's have it lined up already. So if you could give them a little listen of that song. Oh, and our Juve Troop, that's what we're doing our Juve Troop this year. For the last couple of years we haven't done it, but we are gonna be doing that this year. We're gonna be it's gonna be something different, something that the island is not accustomed to. We look at ourselves as trendsetters, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna be doing an all-day event starting at midnight this Sunday, going right down till midnight the next day. So we're gonna be teaming with 592 Bar, that's on Main Street, the Main Street, Low Street area. We're gonna have the pre-Juve party right there, and then we're gonna be going on the road from there. So, you know, 592, that's the what we call the Guyanese bar on the next side of Happy Endings. So we're gonna be starting from there, a pre-Juve party, and we're gonna be moving off from there. So I'm inviting everyone to come and be a part of our Juve troop, as well as after the Juve, we're going to be right back there. And what we're going to be doing this year that's different is we plan on doing a party truck. Party truck concept. I know all the islands in the Caribbean do that, where we have DJs and artists and so on. So everybody could feel, you know, like they're getting something, not just one band, one type of music. You get a whole host of music. So that's something that I've been throwing out to people, and persons are very, very excited to be a part of it. So that is what we're going to be doing for Juve this year. So without further ado, with this.
Yo, yo, yo.
Me a second. Give me a minute. Thank you for your patience. Okay, what is?
Nothing missing. The jump away, don't miss it. Jump if you ain't missing. Wave if you ain't missing. Walk up if you ain't missing. Jump if you ain't missing it. Jump if you ain't missing. Wave if you ain't missing. Jump if you ain't missing. You ain't missing. You ain't missing. You ain't missing it. Oh, what a phenomenal experience. Everybody linked together, jamming as one. Every race, every color, every green and the innocent and evil, them vagabond. Veterans bouncing up to the rhythm. Some couple up and just a walk it on the beat, and Mr. Officer holding the peace, and I had to jump and join the bandwagon. This ain't missing me. The jump and wave ain't missing me. Yes, party on the road ain't missing me. As long as there's life in me body, food and alcohol ain't missing me. The bacchanal ain't missing me. This togetherness ain't missing me. Ain't missing me, ain't missing me. No, it ain't. Jump if you ain't missing. Wave if you ain't missing. Walk up if you ain't missing. Jump if you ain't missing it. Jump if you ain't missing. Slide and done. Bring that home. Give it to me, girl. Give it to me, girl. Wine and rum.
This next song is a song talking about the gyrations and the vibrations. You know how it goes for Culturama, how the ladies vibrate and gyrate. So this one is talking about that.
Bring it out, girl. I read the man waist. Make up your whining face. Me and the lie up on your case. Get in position, girl, and walk it up and legal. You got style, can done. Gyrate it in the middle in a vigorous motion. Left cheek box, right cheek box. Make you banana touch the gum. Bend it back, make it clap. Just like that, just like that. They must juggle when you juggle with confidence. Nothing not one for them, but still them can't hold you play. And then these girls know what them not cool again. Show them you rule again. Girl, you hotter than all of them. Show me the way, girl, walk to rhythm. That is the way, girl, walk to rhythm. Walk till it buck, girl, walk till it buck. Walk till it buck, girl, walk till it buck. Put in the air, girl, walk to rhythm. Girl, you know care, just walk to rhythm. Girl, walk till it buck, walk till it buck, girl, walk till it buck. Walk, walk, walk. Bend over, touch your knees. Oh yeah.
All right, and those are just a sample of the music that we would have released. And I want to thank you for your time, and I want to wish everyone a happy and a prosperous Culturama. And also, if you want to get in touch with me, my number is 665-7802, or you can send me an email at easy12@hotmail.com. Thank you.
Yes, everybody.
Thank you. Easy. At this time, I think that's it in terms of our program. We have members of the media here. Anyone unclear about anything, feel free to address a question to anyone up this side. The floor is now open. Okay, that I think that means that we've had a very successful event this morning since no one has any questions. At this time, the last item on our program of activities here is a toast to Culturama 45, and King Speedy has consented to do that toast. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to, look, wow, shy. I just want to add up the protocol previously established by Mr. Sergeant. I just want to say thanks to everyone, kings, queens, Patron, Mr. Minister, Mr. Antonio Liver, everybody for coming out, and let's just make Culturama 45 great. Are you plug in, each and every one? Home and abroad, are you coming? Hip hip? Say so again, I sound dead man. Hip hip? All right, are you sound good now?
Thank you very much. We have some refreshments at the back there, and we'll be distributing some calendars, so you can leave here knowing what is happening for Culturama 45. Thank you very much.